Hi!
Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for September 28th. So, let's get started.
First day in history!
On this day in history, September 28, 1542, Portuguese navigator Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo arrived in present-day San Diego. He led the first European expedition to explore what is now the west coast of the United States. Cabrillo departed from the port of Navidad, Mexico on June 27, 1542. 3 months later, he arrived at what he said was a very good enclosed port. That port is known today as San Diego Bay. Also, on this day in 1787, Congress voted to send the Constitution to the 13 state legislatures for their approval. It would become effective when ratified by 9 states. It went into effect on the first Wednesday in March 1789, having been ratified by New Hampshire. And on this day in 1924, 2 United States Army planes landed in Seattle, Washington, having completed the first round-the-world flight in 175 days. Now, this was just 20 years after the Wright brothers made the first controlled powered flight at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Today on Word Power, I'll be telling you all to pipe down. Pipe down is an expression that means to stop talking and be quiet. Part of that expression makes sense. The word down can mean low, but what does being quiet have to do with a pipe? Well, a long time ago at sea, sailing ships could be very noisy. The wind was whipping, the ropes were flapping and slapping against the mast, the waves were crashing against the hull. It could be very hard to hear. So an officer called the bosun had a pipe that could whistle orders. This pipe could be heard above all of the racket. So the bosun used it to signal all kinds of things. For example, he blew it to let the sailors know that the captain was coming on board. He also blew it at times of an emergency. He blew it several times a day to let the crew know what was going on. And in the evening, when he gave the last toot of the day, it meant lights out and silence. In other words, pipe down.
Ooh, extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the tallest animal in the world? The answer is the giraffe. A giraffe can be 18 feet tall, or 5.5 meters, and can easily look into a 2-story window. Now, what do you suppose it might see there?
Health tips.
If you want a strong and healthy heart, you need to do the right kind of exercises, and you must do them 5 days a week. These are exercises that get your heart beating faster and last for 30 minutes or more without stopping. Here's a list of some heart helpers that will do the trick: jogging, biking, swimming, jump roping, hiking, cross-country skiing, dancing, rollerblade, brisk walking, or jumping on the trampoline. When you do these exercises, you want your heart to work hard, but not too hard. You need to push yourself a little, but don't overdo it.
We the people.
Some important leaders of the American Revolution raised their voices to oppose slavery on moral grounds. Slaves and free Africans embraced the ideas of liberty and equality embedded in the Declaration of Independence as their own best hope for freedom and better treatment. Many African Americans, fighting as soldiers in the American armies, helped to defeat the British while earning their freedom and gaining the respect and gratitude of many whites. And clinging to their own understanding of all men are created equal, they pushed the country closer to living out the full promise of these words. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.